Hey guys, my next video on that I'm making here about Canvas is it's on Canvas missing assignment issues. I'm making this video because a lot of teachers are going to be or will be starting to use Google Classroom and trying to integrate it into Canvas. I am not a pro at Google Classroom. I don't know a lot about it, and I don't know everything about the integration with Canvas and how to make it work. But I want to show you something that you need to look out for when you start using Google Classroom. It can be a big issue for students with missing assignments and how they're marked or not marked and how they show up. So this whole video is just on missing assignments on Canvas. If you are starting to use Canvas, I recommend trying to make something similar to what I'm getting ready to show you. Importing Google Classroom assignments to see if Google Classroom has the same issue as what I'm getting ready to show you. All right, so right now I am in my template, my Canvas template that I've made and I've been using for different videos. And I added a tab this time. I added a grades tab to show you something as well. But this is the student view. The student view of this class is what we're looking at. I'm going to scroll down to week 2 assignments. So in the student view on Canvas, the students sometimes they kind of get caught up in seeing this red minus on the right hand side. You know, if you ask a student what assignments are missing, they say, well, I got one red minus on the module. So we're looking at the modules, which is where all the work is, and it's only showing a minus right here for this well symbol quiz. So let's go back up and let's click on grades. So we click on grades, and under grades, we only see the word missing again on that one assignment. So we see a big red word missing, but it's only on that one assignment. So earlier in the school year, I was using a lot of outside apps such as Edpuzzle, and I was using some other things too, but Edpuzzle was probably one of the biggest things I was using. And what happened was it was not showing up as a missing assignment for the students. So I got close to the end of the 9 weeks and I was looking at student grades and I was seeing lots of stuff missing, but the students were telling me, no, I only got 1 or 2 things. And what happened was the outside app, Edpuzzle, was not showing up as missing. So you'll see here in the grades, it's not showing up as missing. There's no score there, but for some reason, the students need to be able to see that big red word missing. So the Edpuzzle is not showing up missing, even though it was due on February the 12th. And if we go back to the home page, it's also not showing up as missing here as a minus beside it. All right, so the only way for Edpuzzle, the only way for that to show up missing on a student's end is if you physically mark it missing. So now I'm in the teacher view, and I'm looking at this class. We was just looking at it in student view. Now I'm looking at it in teacher view. You'll see that this assignment has defaulted to a 0, and I set it up that way where a missing assignment turns straight into a 0. That way the students know that they need to do it and they can see how it's affecting their grade for missing assignments. But if you look over here to the left, this Edpuzzle is not showing up as a missing assignment. It's also not defaulted to a 0. And this almost caused me a lot of problems the first semester. Had I not caught it, it could have created me some issues with grading and things like that. So what happens is all these other assignments that I've created, they default to a 0 if they're missing, but the Edpuzzle doesn't unless I go to the assignment and I physically mark it missing. If I physically mark it missing, then it'll default to a 0. The student sees it missing, and they also know they need to do it. So let's go back to the student view now. Since I physically marked that missing, It's still not showing up as a minus here. Let's go to the grades and see. Under the grades tab, which I haven't been using in this, in this template, under the grades tab, it is showing up as missing now. But I had to physically mark it missing. So let's go back to the home tab. Let's see if it shows up now. Sometimes after you click out of a tab and click back in it, it changes it. Nope, it still didn't change it here. So, one of the issues I've seen with Canvas is a student being able to look at assignments in too many places and being confused at what's there and what they need to do or what they don't need to do. And this is one of those examples. So even after I physically marked it missing, it's not showing up with the red minus here. But it is in the grades. But it's also a little bit time consuming or aggravating that I have to go in and mark that as physically missing in order for it to default to a 0 and show up missing in some places, but not show up missing in other places. So one of the reasons for this video is to encourage anyone that's going to be using Google Classroom to experiment with Google Classroom in your sandbox. That's probably one of the things I would do, because I've gotten to the point now where I don't use Edpuzzle anymore because it creates more time and work for me to mark something physically missing. And even after I do that, it may or may not show up as missing in the student's gradebook or assignments. So if I'm hoping that Google Classroom, anything you guys import from Google Classroom works good. Any kind of assignments that you add, I'm hoping it does. But double check this and make sure that it shows up as missing and shows up as the correct type of assignment for the students, because it can be very confusing. All right, I hope this video helps. If you have any questions about it, you can email me or give me a call, and I'll give you any more information to help confuse you more, any more that I can. But I think it's pretty important, and this was one of my biggest complaints this year with Canvas.